So what's up everybody, this is World War II Gaming here today, and welcome to my first full-length video on War Thunder. I hope you're as excited as I am. So I wanted to start off by showing you guys all the planes that I've mainly equipped across the nations. So let's start with the US. In my first slot I have the 82, which is an attacker aircraft equipped with, I believe, uh, 12 HVARs and 2 Tiny Tim missiles. Those are quite powerful. Next up I have the famous Canberra B-57, and this is the A model, so it does not have any armament on it. Next up we have the F-8F1 Bearcat. This one is equipped with a 50 cal machine guns located in the wings right here, here, and here. And next up we have the BTD. I think it's the only premium plane I have, but it's a naval attack. Well, it's a naval bomber or slash torpedo bomber, and it has two 20mm cannons located in the wings, right near where the wheels are right now, right where the wing is fluxed. Next up we have the P-80A5 Shooting Star, the prototype plane that wasn't used that much in the war, wasn't really used in World War II, but it's still a plane from the era. It was being developed during the war. It has six 50 cal machine guns and 1,800 ammo split across all six. It's a pretty fast plane. It's one of my favorite that I have, honestly. Next up, moving to Germany. I have the Bf-109 G2 Trop, which is painted in Afrika Korps colors. This plane is a phenomenal plane, at least in my opinion, and one 20mm and two 7.92s, which is the equivalent of, I believe, a 30 cal? No. Like a 30 cal, something like that. And it's a nice plane. It's fast. It's a quick climber, but it's no rival to what I have next. The Focke-Wulf 190A5. This plane is just an absolute beast. Four 20mm cannons and two 7.92mm. Again, I think that's 30 cal machine guns. This plane is one of the best that I have for Germany. Yeah, it is just, well, it's the best fighter that I have. And it is just, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's fast, it climbs good, it can shoot down basically anything it runs into. Why wouldn't I have it once I got to it? Next up, I have one of the worst planes in the game, the Focke-Wulf 200 C1. This plane is absolutely terrible. As you can see, it's right here on the tree. The plane above it has a higher battle rating. The plane above that has a higher battle rating, and that's the SM-79, one of the worst planes I've ever flown as well. Anyway, the Focke-Wulf 200. It has four defensive machine guns that are about 30 cal, I believe, and look at all that fuel. Basically, you're hit in the majority of the plane, and you're set on fire, and you're going down. It is just, in my opinion, the worst plane here. However, it does carry a good bomb load, with it carrying two 1000s and two 500s right now. As you can see, yeah, I think those are the 1000s that are on the wings. So it's incredibly slow, and it can barely climb. Actually, based on this, it shouldn't be able to climb. And it has a base of 3 meters per second climb rate, but it's minus 3.2 right now. So next up is the DO-335A-0. This plane, I was really excited when I got it, but that excitement quickly faded when I looked at the cost for repairing. It costs $26,000 to repair. I don't think it's worth it for this plane. I mean, I don't like it that much, so I haven't even gone through all 10 free repairs. I've used 3 of them. But it does have a nice armament. One 30mm cannon and two 20mm cannons with 400 ammo, giving them 200 ammo apiece. It is fast with max speed of 714 kilometers per hour. And as you can see, it has the wheel structure, or where it's lying flat on the ground instead of leaning back like most planes, and that's because of this extra tail fin back here. Next up is the HS-129B-3. This plane, otherwise known as the Duck, is just amazing at killing ground vehicles if you're good with it. As you can see, it has a huge cannon on it. That's actually a 75 millimeter cannon. It's one of the 2 planes in the game, I believe, that have it. It can just absolutely destroy anything with that if it's accurate. And it also comes equipped with 2, I believe it's 30 cal machine guns. Next up, we have Russia. So for Russia, I have the PE-3, yeah, and it's the early version of that. So it's carrying 6 rockets, and I do not believe I'm carrying any bombs on this load. Let me check the modifications. No, I am not. Can I? No. I like the rockets better than the bombs, honestly. At least with this plane. It does, however, have 2 50 cal machine guns. Again, I believe it's 30 cal. And then 2 turrets with one 7.62 machine gun in the back. The 7.62 is the equivalent of an AK-47, I believe. And next up, I have the I-16 Type 27. This plane is small, fast, maneuverable, and overall really good in a dogfight. Anyway, it has 2 20mm cannons and 2 7.62s. This thing, if you get into a turning fight with it, you better hope you got a Japanese plane, honestly, because that's the only thing that has luck without turning it, unless you have a biplane, in which case, good luck getting about with it since it has a 3.0 battle rating. Next up is the PE-2-1, and I can't pronounce the last word of it, so if you want to try it, that is right up there. Anyway, this is the bomber version of the PE-3. As you can see, it's over here on the tree. It's right here. It's classified as a frontline / dive bomber. And on it, it does have an offensive armament, which I like, even if it's just 7.62s. It also has 2 7.62s who's in different positions. One of them is in the very back of the tail, I believe. No. But one of them is facing down right there. And another one is... Why can't I find this guy? I know it's in here somewhere. Is it in the tail? No, it's not in the tail. It's not in the front. I actually can't figure out where this is. That's embarrassing. So next up is the Lag 311, and this is a fast little plane with a low battle rating, it has a pretty low battle rating for what it can do. It has a 20mm cannon with 150 shots for it, and it has a 50 cal machine gun. This plane, if you run into it, just be careful because it is fast, and it does have a potent armament if the pilot is accurate. Next up is the Yak-9T. This plane has a 37mm cannon, but it only has 30 shots for it. It also has one 50 cal machine gun. So something that I've noticed with the Russian planes, they are dangerously low on ammunition whenever they fly with cannons or 50 cal rounds. The Yak-9T is a pretty fast plane, and it's a fast climber with a climb rate of 13.6 meters per second. Not as fast as some of the others, but I like it. It gets the job done. Has a quick turn time with a turn time of 19.4 seconds, and the turn time on the I-16 that I was talking about that you don't want to get into a dogfight with is 17.8 seconds. So it's pretty close to that, which means it's pretty good at turn fighting. Next up, we have the British planes. I have a Spitfire Mark 5B Trop. This plane was the first introduction in the Mark 5 line of planes with the 20mm cannons. It has 2 of them, and it has 4 7.7s. And in this plane, I actually have the around. I actually have a decal on it. I think that's the Hungarian Air Force. I'm not sure on that. Sorry about that. But anyway, a noticeable feature of a Spitfire is that it has this radiator right here to cool the engine, I believe. Its max speed is 538 kilometers per hour. It has a pretty fast turn time with 18.0 seconds, assuming you're not damaged in the first little firefight you're in. And it has a rate of climb of 13.8 meters per second. And the modifications on this one, it just has a fuselage and a radiator, so it doesn't really have anything that adds to the climb rate that much, other than like point 0.1 from point oh 0.01 no point 0.1 from the radiator. Next up, we have the Wellington Mark 1C late version. So what's pretty cool about this one is it's a medium bomber, frontline bomber, and torpedo bomber. That's right, this huge plane can carry a torpedo, but also it carries the second largest bomb in the game with a 4,000-pound massive bomb that, when equipped, you can't even have the bomb bay doors on, as you can see right there. It just hangs there in a huge steel case. The Wellington with that bomb equipped is extremely slow, and you are dead to any fighter that comes near you. And I honestly say good luck climbing fast, because this plane does not like to climb. However, it does have a good defensive armament with two turrets with twin 7.7s and two turrets with one 7.7. The 1.77s are equipped right here in the wings, and the twins are equipped in the back right there and in the front right there. And the thing is that this can spin and face and fire this way, which is pretty good. Next up is the Typhoon Mark 1A. The Typhoon Mark 1A doesn't have a necessarily strong armament, since it has 12 7.7s with 3,600 ammo for all of them. The 7.7 doesn't do a lot of damage, but if you hit right, it can get the job done. This plane is pretty fast for the rank that it is. It's a 2.7 battle rating, and it has 610 kilometers per hour. It has a 22.2 second turn time and a 14.6 meters per second climb time. So overall, it's okay, not the best. Next up is the Beaufighter Mark 6C. This plane, I honestly love its offensive armament. 420 millimeters with enough ammo for them. 960 ammo for all of them. And I'm not going to do math right now, so I'm not going to tell how much guns and how much ammo that is a piece. And it has 177 turret located in the back right here. The thing is, it's not very durable. It has some armor plates, but they're not going to do a lot. 25 millimeter steel plate, that's pretty thick back there, but if they're coming from above or below, that's not going to do much. Then steel 1 millimeters around the engine casing, then another 25 millimeter in the nose, which is actually pretty good, and then bulletproof 38 millimeter glass, which isn't going to stop much, honestly. Next up is the Sea Hurricane Mark 1C. This plane is not too fast, but has a pretty good speed. And then if you look, you can see that it has 4 20mm cannons. That's right, 4 20mm cannons. It can just destroy anything in its path if you're accurate enough. And it has a rate of climb of 16.6 meters per second, turn time of 19.0 seconds. So it's a pretty fast climber, pretty fast turner. I would not want to get into an engagement against it with a good pilot flying it. Next up, we have the Japanese planes. So I have the Ki-61 IKO. So this plane has two 50 cals and two 7.7, and all housed in the no, not all in the nose. The 7.7s are in the wings, and the two 50 cals are in the nose, I believe. Yeah, right there. So as you can see, it doesn't have much armor, just a little bit behind the pilot, and that's not really going to help them that much since it's only 13 millimeters. So any Russian plane really comes along and it can just blow through that. American plane, blow through that. Anything, blow through that. And next up, well, as we all know, the Japanese planes all don't have much armor, but this one has some of the most armor I've seen on a Japanese plane. 12.5 millimeter steel plates throughout it covering several key positions, and then a 16.5 millimeter steel plate behind the pilot. This adds up for some pretty good protection. This plane is actually pretty fast for a bomber, even if it is just, I believe, medium. Yeah, it is a medium bomber slash frontline bomber. It carries a bomb load of, at least what I have equipped, is 4 250 kg naval type 98 number 25 ground bombs. So this is really designed to just destroy ground vehicles or, if needed, destroy bases. Next up is my lowest Japanese plane, but one of my favorites, the B-5N2. This plane is light, it's not very fast, and it doesn't carry a good bomb load. It can carry one 800 kg bomb, which slows the speed by 28.8 kilometers from 378 kilometers. It did have a good turn time with 19.4 seconds, but with that bomb equipped, that adds 3.9 seconds to that. And then rate of climb is minus 4.6 from a 6.5 climb rate, so it can't climb very fast, and it can't really turn that fast anymore. Thing is, it can also equip a torpedo, or it can equip two 250s or 660 kgs, which can be used when in an offensive situation where you just need to hit a lot of ground targets in a row. I've actually had some of my best battles in this plane, surprisingly. I have shot down planes with that little 7.7 in the back. One time a Russian pilot was chasing me, and I was almost back to my base to repair after that was my third bombing run against their ground units. He's the last guy alive. He just keeps coming in on my tail and doing horrible passes, honestly. Yeah, and I was just letting my rear gunner take care of it, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. He's just sitting behind my tail and not even firing right now. So why don't I switch to my gunner and try and take him down? Anyway, I switch to my gunner, I aim back, I fire one quick burst, I shoot his pilot straight in the head, and we win the battle. I was the last person alive on my team. He was the last person alive on his team. Next up is the J2M2. Raiden, I believe it's pronounced. It has two 20mm cannons and two 7.7s. It has 100 rounds per 20mm cannon, so not a lot, but not too little either. This plane is pretty fast with a max speed of 627 kilometers per hour. It has a pretty high service ceiling of 11,500 meters, a turn time of 19.2 seconds, and a rate of climb of 14.8 meters per second. Next up is the Ki-45, and it's a pretty good plane. It's the first really heavy fighter, even if it's not really a heavy fighter, or because it just is a twin-engine fighter. It has literally one armor plate, and it's 16mm steel behind the pilot. However, it does have one 20mm cannon and two 50 cals with in the back a 7.92 as defensive armament. And that reminds me, on the Ki-49 2A, it has a 20mm cannon as a turret right here in the top. That is just an amazing defensive armament right there. Honestly, it blows everything out of the sky if it comes near the plane. But it's not too OP as to where it'll hit every single shot. Alright, so that was my tour of all the planes. I will not be doing that again, honestly, because that almost just killed my voice. So I am going to be actually flying, not US, but I will be flying my German and 109 G2 Trop right now in a realistic battle. Let's do this. Oh, we got one right away. That's surprising. Anyway, if you've watched my Heroes and Generals videos, you know how long the queue can be that time in those, and I can get pretty annoyed. Well, in War Thunder, like, the max queue I've had is like 2 minutes, honestly. So, this game is pretty good with that. So, we're going to be starting back here. They're going to be starting there, and most of the dogfight is probably going to break out right around here. Though I'm going to try and side climb first. This plane is pretty quick off the line, and this already going faster than most of the other students. Like free acceleration, you really can switch off your engine and stuff and switch it back on quickly. So the strategy that I like to do is I like to keep my nose pointing pretty much down and hug the ground for a while, also that I can gain as much speed as I can before climbing. So I'm not really going to start climbing yet, I'm just going to keep going out along the route, and now I'm going to start climbing. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be climbing, which means I'm not going to head towards the main out, I'm just going to head slightly in the direction and go upwards. This plane's radiator does not last long, so I cannot keep it on an energized form of the engine for very long. So anyway, we're going to be climbing this way until we reach, I'm going to go for 2,500 meters. At 1,500, I'm going to turn into the battle a little bit. What the? I didn't see that guy coming. What's that here? Let's go over here. And I'm actually gonna peel off and then I'm gonna do it. I have someone talking to me on Steam, I believe. I'm going to just apply this to it. So anyway, yeah, that was just a quick conversation. If you were able to see it, the guy's actually doing me a favor. His cousin has a YouTube channel named Deadlift. It's a weightlifting channel and like advice on how to stay fit and such. I've looked at it this time. It looks like it could be helpful, and I'm just giving him a shout out right now. And I'd also like to say thank you to him because he's not someone working on some new art from my channel or there's a profile picture.
Attacking!
Going to ask him not to message me right now since I am in the middle of a stream. Alright, we are at 2,500. Let's turn into the battle. So, we've already seen some B-25s over there. We got half of our guys against them. And that should be sufficient. So, that's P-53. I'm way too far away to help with that. Mustang. Not going well. Half our team is chasing that one along. I think I'm probably going to try and gain height and engage that P-47 that he just saw off there. Who's going to the other P-47 over there. He does have dive authority over me though, which is going to be a lot heavier. If you're not familiar with the term dive authority, it means that you can dive much faster than me.
Excellent!
We're going to try and help out this guy, the Great Pixelman. T-47 can't turn anymore, so he's not even trying to come back. Now we're going to try and scare off and then kill this T-63 before he can get a T-47. And then I've heard fighter pilots talk about that often you get like tunnel vision when you're chasing somebody. So you don't see the guy that's coming after you. Ah, shoot, someone's behind me. I just did that myself. But I might still be able to get this guy. What the? Spitfire, no! I can still get him. Come on, give me that angle. Ow. So yeah, I just made the mistake that I was talking about. That was not good. That was not a good start to the stream, or the battle stream here. So let's go right here. Sorry about that, guys. I should have paid more attention to that. So I'm going to return to the hangar. I'm actually going to get into my Focke-Wulf 190 this time. And don't get me wrong, the G2 Trop is a great plane. I just didn't play it well that battle. So now I'm going to be going into the battle with my Focke-Wulf 190 A5. I actually need to get up to do something quickly, so I'm going to pause the stream quickly. Okay, and we're back. So this battle is going to be in my Focke-Wulf 190. This map is Steingrader. No, it's Operation Berlin. And basically stuff right there. So tactics are coming the ground for a bit. This plane doesn't get off the line fast, but once it gets going, it's pretty fast. So our job is to actually defend the city, well, help our forces defend outside the city. Kind of weird, really nice city. Anyway, this plane's radio is much better, so I can use the full throttle along there. So I am seeing comments that I need to turn down the sound of the engine because people can't really hear because of that. So let's turn that down right now. Okay, so the engine sound is turned down. Let me know if that's a problem at all or anymore, or if anything's a problem with hearing the voice. So thank you very much to Webkio. So that's QRUPWETTYIO who pointed that out to me. Thank you so much. So they do have some vehicles down there, but I'm not going to bother losing all my altitude and still a few more cars. After all, that's not the purpose of this plane. The purpose of this plane is to kill other planes. So let's check our climb angle. We can't go much higher than this. That's pretty embarrassing. It's about between 8.5 and 12.5 degree climb angle. to the lack of commentary that there's going to be. So what I had to do was I had to grab my other computers that I could see, so that I could be able to see the live stream and make sure that everything was running fine. So I'm being told to put my engine on 25%, so that's what I'm going to do now. And I'm just going to turn down the gun volume while I'm at it. So up ahead we have a plane. I didn't see what it was before the tag disappeared, but I'm going to target him and hopefully let's not have anyone get behind us this time. Yak 9, tough choice. I'm going to go for the Yak 9. Is he pulling up into me? No, he's baiting me. I think he's baiting me. Yeah, he's baiting me. Not listening. Alright, that's one Russian plane that bites the dust. He did damage my engine and my engine casing, however, and I'm out here without much support, so it's not going to be good. Well, the support's all behind me. I want to make for the deck and run back to base or run after someone else. I wonder if that Yak 9 is still alive. Well, I got killed. That was just great by a Russian P-63, because that makes sense. Alright, let's return to hangar. Alright, so that's actually where I'm going to wrap up the live stream for now. If you have any suggestions or want me for what you want me to play next, like which plane or a different World War II game that you have in mind, just let me know and I'll let you know if I'm going to do that. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day, and if you like this video, please subscribe.